What a prank! Schmoedown Records. Yeah. Hold on. I'm adjusting. And yeah. Come on, Dan! Oh, boy. I'm sorry for the noise, by the way. Wasn't expecting someone to do bug stuff, I'm guessing. Because ladybugs have been out and about a lot lately. Trying to get in houses. All that other stuff. Those smelly little bugs. Oof. But anyways. This, on the bright side, Janine got to have her vengeance finally. And we also got to see Guy have a nice little moment on the desk. At least I'm the only one who gives a shit about it, it seems, because I try to talk to everyone else and they don't, because it's like, oh, it's been 2 years with him. And it's like, yeah, but to say he's not good enough character work, I mean, come on. You know? But I want to be more enthusiastic, but, you know, I was not expecting to go into a Patreon match with Bateman having come off of a loss. That makes me wonder and think if I should have done some of the questions I should have done for him in that, and maybe we wouldn't have had this mess. Well, for him, and it could have also applied for... But sure, it was an accountability of that, but yeah, Janine's a good enough player, and she didn't beat Kalinowski. It would have been everything that would have happened. Then it would have been all for naught. Then it definitely would have been all for naught, because she had to win it more than Kalinowski, honestly. And she did, as expected. But so now she's facing Dan, and good luck beating Dan. If you lose to Dan, it's not a big deal, because it's fucking Dan Murrell. You know what I mean? But if she beats Dan Murrell, then she don't go all the fucking way, then most fucking point. But anyways, hell, I wouldn't mind seeing her finally have one more match with her and winning the whole damn thing, Janine. That'd be awesome. Finally see her get the dang belt. I think that would be more of a moment. And quite a win of the year, I think. Something that would definitely... The Stars might have needed more than anything since they were in dead last, like Dungeon used to be, so... Sympathy to give for this year on that regard. Hoping we don't wind up there. And all we have tournament season left is Dan Murrell at this point, so... Just Dan. Because Ben's out. Because this match. And it was the one he didn't need to be out on, you know? And it's funny, because he actually played, I think, one of his better moments in games and teams. And it bothers me that, you know... Maybe the round one might have been spotty, but... Not as spotty as it was before, but I guess they couldn't have had that even. But it was so tight, I guess, from even with them that, like, they played well. They were ahead, and yet still, and they forced Press Room to earn their victory. That I don't think they should have had, but it was just the luck of the questions in that case, and it just didn't happen. That once again. It kind of became a similar situation that Ben had against Paige, where the three-pointer he misses, but he gets the 5. But this time it's Dan that does it, and it sucks, which sucks even more, because now once again the one thing that kept him from the title is a three-pointer of all things this time, as opposed to 2. I just hope that don't happen for Dan, and that he still gets to be in the belt conversation. While still under Dungeon, you know, at least led to that, even if he doesn't. I don't know what the heck Charlotte's thinking of doing, though. Now the factions are... Because he went too far into it already within these past couple weeks. I get the decision to not go digital, but I don't know how they're going to transition into the other stuff. Because right now, these other storylines, they just haven't been landing. I thought certain little moments of storylines that are just very little were wind up more impactful than the main storyline plot itself, outside of what they were finally established with the whole thing with Guy, but we never know who his the go-to. I'm starting to think it's Ellis. I think we all knew that, and it's going to eventually happen, which would suck, having to look at Ellis that way. I don't know how that's going to go over well, and how Ellis is going to be able to sell it. Because he is too nice of a guy for him to be able to sell something like that. So, unless he learned some things from Ken. I mean, but anyways, and that's the thing. That one bothered me the most, to where I was just kind of numb, and was just hopeful that at least Del Rio would put up a fight and force Bibbs to earn it, and that's what happened. So good on him. I kind of knew going up against Bibiani it would be a slightly impossible task to beat him, if you're not completely perfect, and he was down pretty low. The fact he was able to stay completely perfect in his second round match and his third was enough to kind of show he is a great player. It just so happened that his round one was what affected him in this case, which is a shame. But he was. Thank you for your service, Del Rio. You did well even up to the end. You didn't go down without a fight, and you didn't get TKO'd no matter what. So you didn't make us lose points, and you didn't give them any points with a knockout or something. So on top of it, so that you did us well, and hopefully if you want to stay in the dungeon, we'll be willing to have you, man. I can't even remember, even though factions may not matter, and I hate that feeling that people that do these pages, even though I get it, I haven't been as active. I've been trying to figure my own stuff out, and I try to do something to kind of keep it active, I guess. I'd like to say I do it more than the other freaking places, and the other groups. I guess corruption's a little bit more active, but even that's not saying enough. I just think I like to think I try. I don't know. I have face baiting in the Patreon, and I already did all my crying in the fucking day of, if not the day after. It just baffles me. Now 3 fucking teams, and yet between him and even Riley at this point, and yet still. We can't get him to even with our help in the Patreon, we can't even get the job done. But I think it's more because PJ's stepped up the game too much, I think, and that's what bothers me. And I love the fact that it bothers Ben, and I get it, because it's like 3 teams now, and I still can't get that fucking team's belt. It's bullshit. I feel bad for Riley, but Riley's just, his gameplay hasn't showcased itself. Not in the way Ben's has. And he's the one that's honestly given us more points than anything throughout most of this year. And it baffles me that he had to have such a shitty later half of this season. Up to a point. It's even crazier that now our finals isn't even the finals we had from the tournament last season, even though it was coming close to seeming like that. And I'd have been more fine with that. And that's what I think everybody was expecting, more so or less. Although I wouldn't blame anyone for King Arthur, though. But I don't think anybody was expecting Press Room to make finals. I don't think anybody. And I still don't think they'll beat King Arthur, man. They could put up a fight, but I don't think so. Horowitz could get his vengeance, but honestly, I don't think so. I think King Arthur's got the win this time. The only real threat they honestly truly had was Danger Zone guys, and it just so happened that it was really the 3 that did us in. For poor Dan, because now he has to shoulder that, and he's just gonna fuck with him the whole time, and I don't want to see that happen with him. But now that this is kind of over with, I guess, and for Ben's Patreon, I think he can just bring whoever the fuck now, instead of just dungeon people, which also sucks that we're not gonna to see. And it sucks even more that Battaglia got to be drafted, and he never got to and he never got to do anything with him. Though I'm sort of hoping that now that tournament season's done is a little too early, before that maybe we'll get some other matches, or at least once they get in tournament season, we might get to see some other small little matches to kind of hold us over maybe till then, or they're just gonna have a hiatus until said match or something. I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, I'm just kind of bummed. I have literally, aside from Parker being up against Kalinowski and a certain storyline cooking up involving Chandra possibly fucking that up, which I'm getting fucking sick and tired of. It's like we finally get close enough to finally getting to that 2019 level, and it gets shit upon. Nuption already has enough belts, but I'm not expecting them to win it all. Maybe because I think Parker has the potential to take it from Kalinowski. I really believe that. As for whoever is going to face Marisol, that all depends on how these other matches go. Since officially round 3 had started, like I said, with the Bibbs thing, with Bibb and Del Rio. It seems the next match coming up, from what I can tell through the Patreon watching that, I haven't seen it yet, but I can tell from what it's telling me, the next match that will be coming up for Wednesday, it will be Nooms versus Fabretti. Go Nooms. In this case, though, I mean, if Fabretti can beat Nooms, good on her, I guess. I'm just not in the mood, dude. Just not in the mood. I'm sorry for the noise again. Just not in the mood, guys. The one match I want, besides Parker's, the one other thing I wanted is for Danger Zone for Ben to finally get that team's belt. And now that's gone. Now that's gone. 3 times. Third time was supposed to be the charm, and it's not. Go King Arthur, I guess. I don't know. I want to be more enthusiastic, but y'all knew I wasn't going to be happy. Y'all knew I wasn't going to be happy with how that match was going to turn out. One of the times that I have to go back and say, when a member of the dungeon loses, and loses it big, the dungeon master dies inside. Which is why I'm hoping Parker wins it. Because it's the only part of the dungeon that's going to be that spectacular. I hope he wins it, and I hope Chandra don't fucking shit all over it. If so, I guess I'm glad I wasn't there. Just to see that happen. Live to see that happen. And it just makes me regret more not being there to see what happened for Smash. And for Ben when they won their belts. What a day to have been part of the army, huh? I mean, still one of these days I will see a live event, but I just can't afford it, man, and I never can. That's why you see what has been happening with me with the channel and why it's not growing as much as it has been. I'm just hoping that what I give off personality-wise does, you know. May not be as much in this video, but, you know. Although on the bright side, I can tell you, I had fun at this concert. Also, Knock Loose is awesome, and so is Gojira. So is Gojira. Yeah. Anyways, after that concert, I think I wouldn't have felt as much better, and I might have still been sulking by this point. good thing, because I don't think anyone in Patreon wants us to not have fun. So. But anyways. Also, oh yeah. Apparently, poor Gold Leader, once again gets the finals, just can't do it. I think he had a poster shot. He did pull up enough of a fight, I think, or at least up until he got his Suits 5, I guess. I don't know, because somehow DiMilano, she won her match. Now once again, I mean, now Nikki DiMilantis going to the face Harper. So we got that match going, I guess. Don't know how that's going to go live. And plus, Harper's never played in a live event. So neither technically is Nikki, but we'll see how that goes. Parker technically hasn't, but he's been at a live event and he's shown he can pull some stuff if he needed to. So yeah, I think that'll be fun to see. I'm hoping that Intergeekdom Championship goes over well for the dungeon. We need it back. Seems to be the one thing we can win. Well, and plus it's going to make him look good that he was able to get Mara back a belt and then have Parker get a belt. So it's going to already make when it comes to Intergeekdom, clearly we know what we're doing. So I don't think Kalinowski can sleep on us. I don't think he can, and I don't think he wants to have what happened the last Spectacular he was at. Because that was rough for him. Not for us. But, yeah. Just, what did you guys think? Comment below, let me know. If you like this video, rock the like button with thrust if you must. Link description below to Ben's GoFundMe for his back surgery and tour funding as someone who tries to struggle to even be a musician. I hate to see someone else deal with it, especially one that actually is putting more of the work in, as opposed to myself. Heck, my niece apparently learned like 3 new songs, apparently, I found out. Sadly, there weren't ones I would ever teach her. Though I am curious about only one of them. And it's the only song I actually like from this band, and that was Radioactive from Imagine Dragons. Because that's when I thought they had potential, you know? Well, we all did, and then they just squandered it. But anyways, and there was some other band artist she was talking about, but she couldn't really tell me the name, so it's like, but whatever. And somehow she learned a Taylor Swift song, so not surprising. Good for her, I guess. Sorry, I ran on a ramble about something that's more exciting right now for me in life. But anyways, also link in the description below. Follow me there, and other stuff. And as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown rocks, got entertainment, so on and so forth. Also, link in the description page of the dungeon. Currently still home of the one and only five-time movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world. Well, former, but still, only 5-time. Dangerous Dan Murrow. Now, can you dig that, suckers? As far as I'm concerned, dig it. Let's end this tournament season, guys. Hopefully on a good note in the dungeon. If not, go Janine then. We'll see how that goes. Take care, y'all.